First one here, Barry. Maybe the second one.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's so stupid that they don't let or do the 40-minute thing when some of the other ones are free.
Yeah. Well, what's weird is, you know, me and Art last week, we were already on it for almost an hour when you came in, and it gave us another 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's to say the timer probably trips when there's more than two.
Yeah. I mean,
okay, test.
Just a little.
Can you hear me?
No, we can't hear you at all, Art.
Oh, is that right? Okay. Well, the interesting thing is I got in without a password. I just double clicked on the link and I'm
I
here.
say the password's part of the link, so
The password is supposed to be part of the link, but I don't know. You needed a password last week, so I'm not even going to try to figure it out. You know,
dude, it's been ages since I've played on Hackaday.
Yeah, me too. So,
wonder what I've missed.
Hackaday's it's interesting.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff in it. The time. It's all about the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can spend a lot of time there.
It looks like Micro Center is only going to be selling the kit, at least at this point.
Really?
Yeah, because I typed in Raspberry Pi 400, and that's the only one that came up, not the.
So what's in the kit? I mean, what do you have to assemble on?
Kit is not a good term for this. It's got the power supply. You get an HDMI cable. You get your SD card. Apparently, you get a book that tells you about the Raspberry Pi. Kit is kind of, I don't like calling this thing a kit. This is spend $70 for the keyboard and another $30 for a power supply and a cable.
Okay.
What's this other? Oh, the official mouse, the official Raspberry Pi mouse, which should be like $4, but it's not.
Well, now, is this a wireless mouse?
Nope. Not according to the pictures I see.
Oh, so it's actually, oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So basically that little do flippy there, the book and
the cable.
And the cable are all things that if you already have a Raspberry Pi 4, you already probably have all this stuff. Except for maybe the book. The book is the only thing. And if you've got any kind of computer, you probably already have a mouse. So.
Yeah, I have a box full of them. This is a USB mouse?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is it. I guess for the target audience, you get everything you need, but and then some. But for the non-target audience, which would be me, I don't need any of that stuff.
What's supposed to be the fancy advantages of the 400?
More speed, better cooling. It's already it's inside the keyboard.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. they have it up here for $70, but it sounds like you're just
Yeah.
getting the keyboard. That's kind of
I think for maybe for doing like some retro Pi gaming, or building a retro computer into it, that's fantastic. It's already there. I mean, it's all
Oh yeah.
single. And if you wanted to build a Raspberry Pi laptop, which there's plenty of those out there, it's already half done. It's more than half done.
Yeah.
well, that's my thing with it. I was like, it costs so much.
It's,
Might as well
it's
get a real
double, it's
laptop.
double the cost of a Raspberry Pi 4. Yeah.
So what's a Raspberry Pi 4 go for these days? Around $50?
Depends on which model, because there's like 4 different models.
3. Oh, is there 4?
Three different models maybe.
I knew there's 3 different RAM sizes originally, but I haven't kept tabs on it.
Well, I think the largest is 4 gig, isn't it?
8. You can get an 8 gig model. Yeah. So the 8 gig model
really?
is $65. It should be $75, but Micro Center has it for $10 less. The 4 gig model is $50, and the 2 gig model is $35. And for a while, they still had some of the 1 gig models, but it looks like they've sold those out.
They're probably not making any more of those, I would assume, right?
The 1 gigs? I don't think so. I think I read a press release somewhere that said that because memory had gotten back to being cheap enough that they were just going to make the 2 gig models. So my original Raspberry Pi 4, the one that I had to have because I just had to have it, only has 1 gig of RAM in it. Now I feel cheated.
There's no way to retro those, is there?
Not without
I mean,
a lot of work.
You'd have to desolder it from the board, I assume, in order to put a 2 gig or 4 gig in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that job. I wouldn't want to do that. Because I might be wrong. Share.
I say I don't know.
Isn't that chip right there the memory?
I have no idea.
Well, the metal can, I'm assuming, is a processor.
Right. And that one's the Wi-Fi.
What's that one over there? To the lower right.
That one there?
Yeah.
That might be the memory. Either way, if that's the memory, it looks like it is one of those pad deals. No solder contacts. That one you might be able to replace it, but that looks like it would be hard to do.
Yeah, that'd take a real surgical
That's
process.
a DDR4 RAM chip right there.
Which one? The one
that 9FD77.
This one here? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think you could replace that if you tried. I think you would end up destroying your board.
Oh, Vicente's back.
Vicente's back. There you are.
Hi there.
I didn't need the password.
I didn't either.
Okay. Wow.
That was the 4 gig chip, by the way.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So their picture has the 4 gig chip with the 2 gig description.
Okay.
Whatever.
But this site that got pulled up has all the chips laid out and tells you what the numbers are for the different chips.
You want to share that site there, Barry?
Sure.
Toss it in the chat.
Oh, that's fast.
Thanks. Thank you.
No problem.
What's new for the 8 gig? So the
So they did come out with a 8 gig version. That's crazy.
yeah.
They still get super hot, or they cool them down some.
As far as I know, they still get hot. I think that was part of the thing that this new keyboard thing is supposed to correct, though, is
Well,
the key itching.
Yeah.
The new Raspberry use the new processor, the same one that the keyboard is cooler.
Well, of course. I mean, they can spread it out on a heat sink inside the case or something.
Yeah, I saw. I saw a video about that.
So the keyboard looks like it's the 4 gig model. So there's part of the cost for the $70.
Here's a good project that I posted kind of late on Hackaday. 5-axis pumpkin carver. Article for October 29th. I mean, giving you a lot of time to build it in.
Yep.
Still love to build like a 5-axis CNC something.
Mm-hmm.
I may share the screen.
Yeah, you could share the screen. Should be able to.
Do you see the video of the open? Are you seeing the screen of the?
Yeah, we see the video. Plan ever taking it apart.
Okay, exactly. This is a heat sink. All the metal part.
That's kind of like the old Commodore 64 with the big heat shield on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that metal piece in her right hand is the heat shield?
Yeah.
Yeah, the heat sink is all over the case, inside the case.
So,
It's the same Raspberry Pi, but with different distribution of the connectors and everything else.
What's this connect? Is that a DisplayPort connector?
It has two HDMI connectors.
Yeah.
For 2 monitors.
Or is that for the camera?
No, it's for the 2 monitors.
Okay.
The camera.
Oh, it's for the keyboard. Okay.
Inside. You say inside. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. The camera, you need to use a USB camera.
USB camera, right?
Yeah. There is no easy way of connect inside. I will share the link. I will stop in sharing somewhere. I don't know how.
Up,
Share.
go up
There.
to the top.
Okay, and here is the link. The link for anyone who wants to see the full tear down of the machine with audio.
It looks like Micro Center will start selling these things tomorrow,
Wow,
but they've only got the kits.
they
According
are
to their
fast.
website, they've only got the kit.
Yeah, it's better. It's a better business, a better
But yeah, they can make
deal for
more
them.
money.
Yeah, they earn more money for in each kit.
But it looks like they're going to start selling those things tomorrow.
But they will sell off everything in a day. I think.
I was to say, if you put in your pre-purchase right now,
You can pre-purchase.
Now I can't click on anything. It just says
Okay.
coming soon.
Okay.
maybe in the morning.
We'll be down there first thing. Give us our Raspberry Pi.
We want it.
We want our pie.
Get a free USB stick while you're at it if you still haven't used your code.
Yeah. $100. That's just too much. $70 is pushing their luck for me. I will spend $70 on that just because it's cool, but they're pushing their luck on that for me.
Looks nice.
Yeah, the grandkid has been over here for every day for the past 2 weeks, and I'm a little insane. But we've been playing robots and Minecraft and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, it's not Mario? What?
Minecraft Mario. She found the mod for Super Mario World inside of Minecraft. She's really good at that game. She's better at that game
How old is she?
than us. So.
How old is she?
Oh, she's 5. Yeah.
Okay.
She's got her own Nintendo Switch, and she knows when Papple's online that she can call him on the video chat and we can play Minecraft over the internet. Oh joy, I am so happy I showed her how to do that. That's been my that's been my existence for quite a while now, actually. cleaning up directories and playing Minecraft. So I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm just here. We did get. I don't know if I ever brought this. Here, let me grab this one. I think probably a year ago or so, I had said that I had backed this project. It's actually been sitting on my shelf for a while, but because the grandkids over here all the time now, we actually broke it out and started playing with it.
What's inside?
I don't really know what's inside because you're supposed to be able to connect your Raspberry Pi up to it.
Okay.
Through the expansion port or an Arduino or whatever. And the expansion port's closed. And it will have it'll be able to get all the sensor data from it. But it's got some nice gear ratio gears. It's really, really fast.
It has sensors for line following.
Line following, color detection, IR, both IR,
Obstacles.
whatever you want to call that, and remote IR, but they didn't give us a remote for it. So there's a little remote deal back there. But it's all encased, everything's encased in plastic so it can run through water and stuff. It's not really waterproof, but it's water resistant, especially if you've got the ports open. So you could run it through water. If we ever get back to a normal meeting, that'll be something we can play with. It's got spooky LEDs all the way around.
Yeah.
So,
Well, now
If-
you don't
if
have
you don't-
any controller attached.
well, if you don't hook it up to your Arduinos or anything, it's got an app that you can control it with on your phone,
Okay.
connected over Bluetooth.
So it has its own controller, and you can put it in a slave mode to tell it what to do.
Yeah, but I don't know what controller's in it. They're a little-
Yeah, and serial connector or
Serial.
I2C.
Serial.
You send commands and it execute forward, backward, to right, left, whatever.
Yep. Read whatever sensor. Read this sensor, read that sensor.
Controlize. Was a started thing. It was a Kickstarter.
It was a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
A LiPo battery.
It's a laptop battery.
LiPo battery.
But it looks like it's a
USB-C charging port on the battery. And
it's a standard for some laptops, or
no, I don't
they
think so.
they base.
It's a 7.2 volt at 7.5 amps.
3.6 plus 3.6 lithium.
Slide
Oh,
down
that's
and-
crap. YouTube DL got smacked with a DMC lawsuit.
What?
The YouTube downloader app got
Oh,
hit by
yeah.
DMCA. That's crappy. That's how I've been saving all my security meetings.
You know, you have a track for it. The vinyl track. Remember, we made the vinyl MicroPython.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite a bit bigger than that.
Yeah.
The reason I actually backed this thing was because it could go outdoors,
Okay.
and it'll work really well outdoors. It's got nice big.
You have an app to control it. An app in the phone.
Yeah. I was using a YouTube. Here, Barry, try this. See if this still works. I don't know if this still works or not. It's a YouTube. It's a website that you can download YouTube videos from.
Alrighty, I'll tinker with it later. I haven't
That's
used
what
it
I've
for
been
a
using.
few
I
weeks.
haven't
I
been
just
using that software.
thought it was kind of crap because it works really nice for grabbing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Especially if you're grabbing like one of the things I wanted to do and hadn't got around to was download all of Hack 5's videos.
Yeah. Well, I've been using that website to do it. So until somebody comes along and takes away that website. Yeah. Anything else?
When we will be back in the Westchester Library? No.
I have not heard anything about from the library lately.
I have 6 books and they renew them automatically.
I would say that I don't know if they'd let us have a meeting, but they,
No.
for as small as we are, we could probably do it.
Yeah.
I've been waffling around with my security meeting, whether to bother to try to hold it or not. There's a lot of people don't want to come out in it, but I got half the people do. So it's like, the people did show up. I have half the people. There's only like 5 or 6 anyway. So it's not like it's a big meeting. You can go to the restaurant at that size, But I don't know.
Well, how open is the library? I mean, what are the conditions? You can just go in and check out a book and drop off books, or what? How open is it?
I read a month or 2 months ago, they had a corner to drop the books or something, but there are limitations to go inside the library. I don't know now how it's working, but I think it's not a good idea to have the library open.
I say on my side of the town, I don't think they really care too much unless they just want to keep the number in the actual library below a certain number. But we've got restaurants where they've dropped all the requirements and restrictions too. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. And then there's others that aren't even open yet. So it's bonkers.
So
What happened?
What happened? What? What?
Well, for a moment, you guys froze up.
Oh, I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm here.
It looks like study rooms, meeting rooms, community rooms, innovation point, seating, except for computer stations. In-person programming passports are currently unavailable. So it doesn't say anything else. But it looks like Middletown must have had something happen because it says updated Tuesday, November 3rd. Our COVID-related closure of Middletown location. As a precaution, Midpoint Library in Middletown will remain closed through Sunday, November 8th. We were working with the health department and Butler County Board of Health. Blah blah blah. So it sounds like something happened there at Middletown that forced them to close again.
Probably an employee or
Yeah,
school kid or something.
Middletown has a very large homeless population, and a lot of them spend their time at the library. And I'm just putting that out there. I'm not saying that that's what happened because I don't know, but that's something, you know.
Has it been hitting homeless population stuff? I haven't really heard that they're even being affected by it, but
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. Our homeless population has other issues though
yeah,
beyond.
like food.
Well, they, I don't. It's a mess, and downtown is just a mess.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's a mess everywhere, and it astounds me how much worse it's getting in places.
Yeah.
Well, it's not surprising with a bunch of people out of work.
Well, there's that, but I mean, it's like this was all happening way before the pandemic, you know, like
Yeah.
San Francisco and Portland, and you know, ever since it gas
Well,
hit $8.
yeah, the warmer climates are, magnets for homeless, but probably this part of the country, that's not so much the case come January and February, I would guess.
Oh no, they usually the homeless around here is they have warrants on them. They'll go turn themselves in January and come back out in March or May. It's really funny.
Yeah. Actually, you know, I picked my wife up from work 11 o'clock at night, and used to see people out on the street quite a bit. When it got cold, those people just sort of disappeared. But yesterday it was nice and warm out, and everybody was back out again on the street. So I don't know where they're going and hiding at, but they're here somewhere.
Well, there's shelters around and stuff like that, and then but like I said, if it gets real bad, like usually they try to hold off and do it when it gets sub 20.
Yeah, I know.
Then if they don't have something on them, they'll hit a building with a brick to bust out the window and wait for the cops to come get them, just so that they can get in. We
they
used to
get
see it a lot.
They get 3 squares a day, and they get heat. So it's a solution.
Yep. Well, that's when we used to have our shop down there by the old by the brewery for Sam Adams. They'd come out there and hang out and talk to Dad a lot. And the one guy that used to watch over our shop a lot, he'd come by when it started getting really cold and said, "Well, I said I'm going to be gone for the next umpteen weeks for alimony, so I don't go turn myself in for not paying." And then they'd put him in jail for the next 2 months or 3 months, and then warm up, they let him out.
Ours has a tendency to either hang out at the library quite a bit or ride the buses around all day long.
Are the buses free?
They are right now.
Yeah. Well, the rail or whatever is free because nobody's using it.
But yeah, I don't know what happened at Middletown, but I'm guessing somebody didn't do what they were supposed to do.
Well, I was gonna say I would assume somebody probably is in quarantine that was on staff or somebody that they can trace it's been in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then, That's the thing that cracks me up about the thing. The worst is nobody seems to understand how to quarantine themselves. They quarantine a student or something, but then the rest of the family is not quarantined with them, or or like those college students. So the three of them were quarantined, so they had a party and had everybody come to them. It's like, yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Well,
My the middle kid, her middle kid, uh, got the flu, but basically he did not have COVID. He had basically the flu, and they were told to quarantine him, and so everybody in the house actually did what they were supposed to do, except that Amanda came out of the house quite a bit to like go and get the groceries out of the car that people brought to her, whatever. But you're right, Barry. I mean, they don't really pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. I just, it boggles my mind. I've watched my mom or my nephew and niece's school. Um, he got quarantined off the football team because one of the cheerleaders had it that was in the class.
Right.
And they didn't even test any of them, but they're just not allowed to go to school and wasn't allowed to participate in sports for 2 weeks. Nobody got tested, but it's like, what's the point of the quarantine if you're not going to test to see if they even have it and just let them come back in 2 weeks? It's been shown that people can carry it 5 or 6 weeks without symptoms, depending on your blood type. So it's so dumb.
My own personal thought is, at this particular point, we probably have all been exposed unless you have not left your house, period.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing. It takes a certain level of threshold before you actually catch it. But that's the other thing that bothers me too, is like they're already saying that just from blood test samples of people donating blood, that over 30% of the population is already immune from a cross T cell transmission from some other virus.
Yeah.
And then O blood type's almost completely immune too, because it doesn't affect their immune system. So that fights it off or reacts to it or something, I guess, automatically. So you're almost half the population right then that's never even going to have a symptom. But I don't
so
know.
Leroy, we're at 2.5 minutes.
We're getting down there again, aren't we? Yeah. So that's pretty good. We did pretty good this time. We switched over. Everybody got here. We had more participation.
We are fine.
Well, that's good. Is there any way for you to harvest some more emails from anybody who's here, Leroy?
Well, that's not a bad idea. If anybody knows somebody that wasn't on the list, we can add them to the list. Just email me, and we'll add them.
You have Steve. Steve is in the list, right?
Steve. Yeah. I don't know if I've got Steve's email. I should have.
I used to have it.
Yeah, I have Steve. I have Steve Jones if you need it, because I've got that from the Linux users group.
Okay.
Yep. You're right. I've got Steve Jones.
Okay, there.
So we ought to use his Zoom account for these meetings, and we don't have to change.
Include him in the list.
I will include him in the list.
So you've got that one, Leroy?
I've got
crazily busy.
I actually do. I forgot all about him now. So yes, I've got Steve.
And Marcus.
Yeah, I've got Marcus. I forgot about Marcus too. I've got him on the list. I forgot about Ray and I forgot about Kenny, but I'm not sure if I've got Kenny's email address.
Okay.
So I will get those on the list that I'm trying to put together. I can't think of anybody else that I might have an email address for. or that you guys might have an email.
You
address.
already have Frank and Marcus, right?
I have Frank and Marcus, yeah. And the two mics.
Yeah, to
Two of the mics.
Mike.
Mike and Mike.
Trying to remember who was the guy that programmed the little wonky USB thing.